I've escaped the 100-degree heat of the Salt Lake Valley for the weekend, and I've come up to Wyoming into the Wind River Range. That's where I'm at currently. I'm by a couple lakes I can't remember the name of, but there's a really cool loop hike around, and my task that I'm working on right now is to just kind of scout it out. I got here late this afternoon. I just kind of grabbed this camera here to just, you know, have something to film some video with and just kind of shoot some digital photos with, just to scout stuff out. And I'm doing about a 6-mile round trip hike here just to see what I got to work with over the next couple days, hopefully. The mountains up here are beautiful. It's been mid to high 70s today, and by the lake it's just nice cool breeze coming through. It's been a little windy too, which is not great for the view camera, but I've been able to find some spots that are kind of in the trees and stuff that I think I can work without getting blown around too bad. But it does keep the heat down, so it keeps it pretty manageable. The bugs, the mosquitoes are just murderous though. Oh man, you can see all the welts on my face and stuff where they're just eating me alive. Hope I got some bug spray in my truck. I don't know if I do. I may have to make a run to town. So I'm just doing my best to try to cover up with the sun hoodie and just keep them off your skin, but man, they just eat right through the cloth too. Ugh. But it's beautiful up here. I'm gonna keep going and try to finish this hike before it gets dark, before I get eaten alive. It's about 8:30 right now, so I'm trying to do this before it gets dark. The light's getting low now, so it's just kind of like turning golden hour. Just beautiful, you know, dappled light. And there's some beautiful vista views here too, that you can kind of make out, but unfortunately it's really hazy here right now. I think it's forecasted to be that way all weekend. I'm not sure what's making it do that, but yeah, it's just the air quality is pretty terrible. So the vista view points might not be very photogenic this time. But there's a couple things that I've taken mental note of on this hike so far that are more kind of tight, intimate scenes that I think will work just fine. So I got my work cut out for me tomorrow already. But yeah, that's where it's at. I'm gonna have to find somewhere to park tonight so I can camp out, and then hopefully tomorrow morning right away and hit the trail again. Well, good morning. A beautiful morning it is. It's just absolutely beautiful out here. Listening to the birds chirp and watched all the soft light come up in the east over the mountain peaks, and it was very soft because of all the particulate in the air. So it's still hazy this morning, but I dare say not quite as much as it was yesterday. Looks like the vista view is a little better. Scouted out a location that would be great for setting up and taking a photo of that. I guess we'll see how that goes throughout the day. Not sure if the haze will build throughout the afternoon or not. But I'm hiking up to a location I scouted out yesterday that's kind of like a side canyon, I guess. It's supposed to be maybe a natural bridge up there somewhere that I saw when I was doing some research of the area. If I can find that, that'd be cool. Otherwise, where the main trail splits off into that, there was a really beautiful river scene there that I might be able to set up on. Hopefully I won't have to get in the river to get that though, because it's a little colder than I expected this morning. Coming from 100 degrees every day in the Salt Lake Valley, when I woke up this morning it was in high 30s, so a little chilly. Anyway, I'm just enjoying a great morning hike and on my way to see if I can do some photography. I'll do my best to speak up since I'm right next to this natural bridge. It's got a waterfall running into it and some water kind of running down some rapids. So it's pretty loud. So sorry about all the noise. It's a pretty nice looking scene. So I went ahead and set up the camera. I'm using the 90mm Nikon f4.5 lens on it. I had to use just a touch of front tilt on it since I've got this overhang here with the bridge. The rock is a lot closer to the camera than, you know, far off in the distance and down in the ravine. So just a touch of front tilt. Focused up pretty okay, but I got a lot of dynamic range. So I shot 2 sheets of Kodak Ektar on this one. And even with that, I think it's pushing the range of even Ektar. So I'm kind of counting on Ektar to not do me wrong. Hopefully it'll hold all that detail. From what I could measure, I had about 9 stops of dynamic range, which is pretty high. The reason I got so much dynamic range is because I've got some shadow areas underneath this arch here, and they're super dark. I mean, they measure at like EV7. And then I got some highlights in the water in the rapids here that are measuring like 15 2/3. So super high contrast scene. I stuck my Lee Landscape circular polarizer on the front too to help me kind of knock down the glare in the water a little bit, which kind of bought me back about 1/3 to 2/3 of a stop. But even with that, it's still, I'm counting on you, Ektar, don't do me wrong. So my exposure readings on this one set me at 1 second at f32. But with my circular polarizer, I had to add 1 1/3 stop. A lot of the wisdom out there says to use 1 2/3 stop for circular polarizers, but according to Lee's website, it says 1 1/3, so I'm going with that. So that put me at 2 seconds instead of 1 second, the additional stop, but then I moved my aperture to f27 to give me the additional 1/3 stop, just to make my shutter speed in even 2 seconds, so I could time it with the stopwatch. And that's pretty much that. I took 2 shots, safety shots. I didn't bracket this because I'm already trying as hard as I can to squeeze it in the range of the film, so I just took a safety shot just in case something went terribly wrong. But that's about it. The composition, I think, we'll see. It's a beautiful scene, don't get me wrong. So of course I wanted to shoot it, but there's a lot of elements I had to balance here. I got some trees that kind of frame the composition in a little bit. It might be awkwardly cut off, I hope not. But the water in this creek and this runoff is just absolutely crystal clear. It's absolutely gorgeous. And the temperature is great. Breeze coming off and just the sounds of the water and the birds chirping. It's just an awesome weekend getaway. So hopefully these exposures turn on. If not, well, it was still well worth the trip just for the nice scenery anyway. So here's those sheets of color negative. And it looks like I got a pretty good range of tones. So I'm inclined to think that I did about the best I could have with this situation. So on both of these, there's, you know, it gets pretty bright right here in the water. Of course, we're looking at inverted, keep in mind. But then dark, shady areas inside this little cove in here, there's detail in here. So I was really happy with that. As bright as it gets here, I mean, it is white water. So I'm okay with that. So I think considering, I think I probably did about the best I could have here, given the conditions anyway. Now, as far as composition goes, I mean, it wasn't really, I didn't feel like there was a lot to work with here. I probably could have got creative and tried different angles and different lenses and stuff, and maybe even hiked down in here, but this is really treacherous, especially with the big view camera. I wasn't really into that, especially being several miles away from the trailhead. So I didn't want to end up with, you know, an injury or something trying to do something dumb. So yeah, I just shot from the normal viewpoint and I felt really restricted with this, but I did what I could with it. So it was cool to see. It was a really awesome area. Maybe I'll feel better about this once I scan it in and work on it a little bit. We'll see how the final image looks, but I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Something I keep forgetting while I'm out in the field is that I actually have another film stock available to me, and that's black and white. Of course, I only shot Ektar on this subject, but while editing this image, I thought maybe I'd try a black and white conversion just to see how it looks. As far as I'm concerned, I think Ektar actually did a pretty good job holding detail here, but being in direct sunlight, black and white might have been a better choice. I'll let you be the judge. Do you like the color image, or do you like the black and white better? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks as always for watching. Be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and maybe consider subscribing if you'd like to see more videos from me. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next video.